Hi everyone, welcome to my beginner's guide on Scum. I do think this game has a massive amount of potential. I started playing this game when it was first released on early access and I didn't enjoy it all that much, but the developers have done a great job in updating the game and making it a really fun survival experience. So let's jump in. What we're going to do is we're going to leave these 4 stats on 3, and these are going to affect other stats within the game. I'm going to leave everything else just on default here. You can change around anything you want here, but I am going to leave the important ones each on 3. So click next. If we go up to our strength skills, as you can see now, we've got strength on 3, so it means we've got a certain amount of points to spend on each of these stats here. We are going to go with medium melee weapon and medium archery. They're all you need to worry about in the strength category. In the constitution, we're going to leave both on medium, so running and endurance. It just means you can get around the map a little bit quicker. We don't have any ability to change the swimming or resistance, so just put running and endurance also on medium. If we go down to dexterity, thievery is one of the hardest stats to level up in the game, so we're going to put that to medium as well. And also stealth is quite important, so during your playthroughs you will come across different bases where there are mechs guarding, and if you don't have stealth to at least medium, you are going to struggle against them, so put that up to medium. And then in the intelligence, we are going to put survival to medium and also engineering, because engineering again is a really difficult skill to upgrade, and this can be used to take parts off cars and get vehicles to a standard that you can actually drive them. And then we're just going to create and we're going to jump in. So you do spawn randomly on the map, and depending on where you are, I always say look down and see, can you see somewhere of interest? So straight away I can see that we have the airport beside us, so what we'll probably do is get equipped with our bow and a couple of different items, and then maybe head in here and try and pick up some high quality loot. So WSAD is the usual for movement. We can look around if we like. And then F is to open our parachute. So I'm just going to bring ourselves down. There is a little village here that we can explore as well. Make sure you open your parachute fairly early. It does take a while to open, and if you're close to the ground you can die. It's happened to me far too many times to even mention. But so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look for some rocks on the ground. As you can see here, search for rocks, and we need to pick up 2 rocks. And as you can see here, there are 2 rocks in our vicinity, and if we go to the crafting menu, we're able to craft a stone knife, and that will craft a stone knife out of those 2 small stones. Perfect. We're going to put the knife in our inmate pants, and then we're also going to put it into our quick access. So we have it in our hands, and then we're going to go and look for a bush to cut down. So to run fast, you can scroll your mouse wheel up, and then to slow down, you can scroll it down. Here we go. So as you can see here, there's loads here. So let's start cutting this bush down. So we'll cut as many down as possible in this area. I'm definitely going to look in that area as well just to see. So we've got a couple of sticks around us, and if you look here, we can create a wooden arrow using 1 small wooden stick and a knife. And if we go to our improvised bow, we need a long wooden stick, improvised rope, and a stone knife. So to get improvised rope, we need rag strips, and how we can get the rag strips is we can put our inmate shirt on the ground, right click and click cut into rags. The orange is not very good for trying to stay hidden, so try and find some clothing fairly early on that's not bright orange, or you will get seen by other players. We're just going to cut all these rag strips, and then we should be able to create some improvised rope. And as you can see, we can create some improvised rope, and now we can create our improvised bow. So as you can see here, we need a long wooden stick which is on the ground beside us. We have our improvised rope and the stone knife that we got at the start, and that will create our bow. If we look here, we can holster our bow in the one slot here, and if we click one, that will equip your bow. So the next thing we need to do is we need to create a backpack that can hold our arrows. And if you look here, improvised backpack, we need 3 rags, some rope, but if you click this little arrow beside it, it'll show you that you need improvised rope, and we need 2 improvised rope, and also our stone knife. So let's go back to our crafting and let's go down to improvised rope and just see what we're missing. So we need 5 rags. We can also create rope from tree bark. So we need 5 small wooden sticks and a stone knife. This is a long wooden stick. We can cut that into small wooden sticks. Now we have 4, 5, we have enough there. So now we can go to the tree bark rope, click create. So we're looking to create our improvised courier backpack. Perfect. So let's pick our rope up. We've got 1, and we need to collect 1 other rope, and then we should be able to create our backpack. So let's go here and cut down more sticks. You will find that the stone knife doesn't last very long, so if you need to make another stone knife, you can just go ahead and search for more rocks on the ground. Let's click tab and open up our inventory again. They're all small, so I don't need any of those. Here's the long one. So our knife is actually broken. So let's look and see, can we see any rocks beside us? If you don't find any rocks when you click search through rocks, if you just move around the rocks and then click search again, more than likely it will allow the rocks to appear then. We can throw the old stone knife on the ground, and then exact same again, we'll put it to number 3, and now I'm just looking for where I cut down that bush. But if you open up your inventory and move around the area, chances are you'll find them. There we go. It is asking for 5, and I don't think we have 5, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut one of the long wooden sticks into smaller sticks. Back to crafting, and then craft some tree bark rope. So we can make rope from both tree bark and also our clothing. So there we go. We've got our second rope that we need. What we can do is we can grab our socks and our boxers and go full commando. So now we have 4 rags. We only need 3. We need 2 rope, and we also need our knife. So we're able to create our backpack now. If anyone does have any questions on controls or just any questions at all, I have put a lot of hours into this game, and it's quite difficult at the start to get set up, but if you follow these tips and tricks, you'll be able to get set up, and then you'll be able to have somewhat of a good time with this game. So now we're going to cut this long stick again into smaller sticks, and then we're going to create ourselves some arrows. So if we come up here, we can see wooden arrow, and these are usually fairly quick to create. Just going to create as many as we can, and then we're going to add them into our backpack. And now we've got, if we click 1, we can actually defend ourselves now. If you press enter, you can go into first person mode. I am going to take that rag, and what we might do is just create a couple more arrows so we're fully kitted out. You can carry, I believe it's 12 arrows at any one time, and I would recommend making sure that you create the 12 arrows. So our knife is gone again, I believe. Yeah, again, we're just going to have a little look around, and as you can see here, there's a couple of rocks on the ground. Nothing appeared, so just move around. And we should have 2 rocks. There we go. Create another stone knife. It is handy when you go looting and you find a decent knife, because they don't break as easily as the stone knife. So again, we're just going to put that in there, put it into slot 3, and then start cutting our bush down here to create some more arrows. Perfect. So we've got a lot of sticks here, and we're just going to create some arrows. Nice and quick to create them, and the bow and arrow is very effective against the puppets. Okay, so again, we're just going to join them up. Yeah, it's out of 12, so that's okay. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be happy with that and move on. And what I would say is have a little bit of practice with the bow and arrow. Oh, we got a weapon already. There you go. That's quite lucky. So if you hold control and scroll, you can rotate it. And I'm not sure if we can bring that as well. We don't have an awful lot of space. It would be nice if we could bring it. Let's see if we can rotate this. And does that fit in there? It does. So we've got a little bit of whiskey. And what whiskey is used for is for our rags. So if we... Oh yeah, here we go. Disinfect right at the end. So let's disinfect that. And then what that allows us to do, if we get cut, we actually have a way to heal ourselves. Again, just search absolutely everything here. So we do have a parsnip, which I am going to eat. Keep ourselves topped up. Couple of items. It's important to look absolutely everywhere. I'll even check out back here to make sure we're not missing anything. And then you're ready to start exploring different areas. So we'll go down here. We'll see what's down here. I'm sure there is going to be some enemies. It would be nice to show you how effective this bow is against them. But once you're set up like this, the next thing I would recommend is making a quiver for your arrows. And if you go into crafting and look for quiver, here we go, improvised quiver. So for this, we're going to need 5 long sticks, 3 rags, and 3 bark ropes. So you know how to make all of them. So I would recommend that you make them just to have a place that you can store your arrows and they're not taking up space in your improvised backpack. It's actually quite quiet around here, which is rare enough. That's locked. But as you can see, there's loads of places to loot here, and I really recommend playing this game. It is overwhelming at the start with the amount of options that you have, but with this setup, it will get you started, it will get you a weapon that you can defend yourself against, and it'll give you an idea that it doesn't take a whole lot to get to this stage, and you will have a good time. What I would do personally if I was here would be search all of these houses, try and find some clothing, some rags, create a quiver, and then, you know, chances are you might find a couple of weapons as well. And then I would head down to this area here, which is, as we seen when we were coming in, is an airport, and the chances of some good loot being spawned down here is very high. Look out for the mechs that are roaming around. You can sneak by them because we set that stat at the game. So just make sure that you take your time in this game and just enjoy it. It's a very fun game once you get the hang of it. It can be a little bit crazy at the start with the amount of options that you have in the crafting menu, but hopefully I've got you started. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And I'll be sure to answer. I do want to just thank everyone for the support over the last couple of years. I'm just about to hit partner on my channel, and the videos that do really well on my channel are the guides, and they're the ones that I like doing the most. So I am going to continue to do these guides. I'm also going to be live streaming. If you need any support at all, just let me know and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks again, guys.